Hello, everybody. Hey, I am actually testing out some changes here, different camera placement, some different lights, changes the microphone, and thought, hey, while we're testing this out, let me mute all that real quick. Let's go and go live and chat real quick. And hey, 30 or a bunch of shows, I should say, are turning 30 years old next year, including the Drew Carey show. Does that even seem possible? How is the Drew Carey show turning 30 next year? So, hey, how is the microphone? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Love to hear from you on how the microphone sounds. I played around with it. I don't have the new one. The new one comes tomorrow. Maybe I'll do another live stream. I don't know. Maybe we'll be at 300,000 by then. Hello from Missouri. I used to live in Missouri. When I started Core Cars News, I was in Missouri. At Fort Leonard, Missouri is when I founded Core Cars News. It's good. Sounds good. Okay. I think I figured out where the loose cable was that caused that weird sound on the last live stream. So that's great to see. Much better mic. Okay. It's actually the same microphone. I just, I think fixed what the problem was. But I do have a new microphone. This one is the same microphone I've used a very long time. And it's definitely kind of, let's just say, getting old. San Diego. Hello, everybody. Where are you all from? North Carolina? What part of North Carolina? I spent some time living in the Greensboro, North Carolina area for work. From the Finger Lakes, good to see you here. All kinds of people here. So while we wait for some people, impromptu, another surprise stream. Bunch of TV shows turning 30. And I have a confession. Raymond did a very good job on, or excuse me, James and Raymond, they did this together, but James did a very good job on this story. But one of these, I don't really know. Anybody know Cybill? Anybody remember that? It's, you can stream it on Fubo, but Xena Warrior Princess. So confession with this one. My brother loved this show. I hated this show. I don't know why. I just hated it. And anybody, what's your opinion of the Warrior Princess show? Leave me a comment. Yeah, all right. Star Trek Voyager. Now, this one was Family Appointment TV. I grew up in a big Star Trek family. We always grew up watching The Next Generation and then Deep Space Nine and Voyager. It's great to see so many people come in. But anybody big fan of Voyager? Of this list, I probably watched that the most, followed by, I personally, my family didn't watch this, but I loved Jag. I don't know why. Love Jag. Yeah, I remember I think it was NBC originally started on, and it had a different co-host. And then it, after one or two seasons, it moved over to CBS, and then they started broadcasting it. Yeah, first season on NBC. It says here James Badray, and they moved over to CBS. Always a great show. Anybody a Jag fan? Pinky and the Brain. Okay, love that show too. Watched a ton of Pinky and the Brain. The Drew Carey show, I actually did not watch when it was new, when it was coming out on ABC. Did catch a lot of reruns on it. I don't know why. My family didn't watch it. It didn't cross my radar. I knew it was around, saw the commercial, saw little bits and pieces here with that. And here's another one, News Radio. Again, another show I know of. I don't think I've ever really watched News Radio. I don't know. Am I the only one here? Anybody here watch News Radio? So hard to believe. Next year, 1995, 30 years old. Goosebumps TV. Now, I definitely read a lot of the books. You can't go to school book fair and not come away with a Goosebump book when you're in elementary school. TV show, actually not. I was surprised to see it's on Netflix. Any Goosebump TV shows here? I know a lot of people are saying the News Radio was a good show. Caroline in the City. Okay. Another one. Didn't watch it a lot. Remember it. Caroline in the City. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Where you guys all come in on this one? Caroline in the City. Murder One. This one I didn't know. I didn't know anything about Murder One. Anybody here watch Murder One? Good, bad, thumbs up, thumbs down. Leave me a comment. Let me know on Murder One. But there you go. A bunch of shows turning 30. It's kind of weird to think that these shows are turning 30. right now. And then, I mean, for me, Voyager does not seem like it's of all this on this list. Voyager, for some reason in my mind, is more of a 2000 show than a late 90s show. In hindsight, it's totally a late 90s show. There's so much about it that's late 90s. But mentally, I don't know. I always thought of that as a 90s show. But of course, Paramount Plus, if you want to stream that. Hey, we got this whole story over at corecarsnews.com. But I thought that would be kind of a fun way to start off. Any other shows from 1995 you remember that you love? Now, this wasn't ending in 1995, but Babylon 5 was probably the show I was most addicted to in 1995. But yeah. Denise says, or Dennis says, Jag was on his list. All right. Well, there's things. Question. Cox Internet is getting too expensive. Any feedback on Verizon or T-Mobile Internet? Now, I have not tested Verizon 5G home internet. It's not available where I am, but I have tested T-Mobile. Very impressed with it. Uses to stream YouTube TV and others. Does not work with Hulu Plus Live TV because of the way their rules are. But I know many people who do use Verizon 5G home internet, and they're very, very happy with it. All right. While we're sitting here and welcoming people back, let me jump in and share this on social media so everybody knows to come join us here. Okay. Let me switch screens real quick. And as people keep coming in, I'm probably not going to do this too long today, but we're going to hang out here half an hour, something like that. Luke is live on YouTube. Oh, there we go. All right, now let's share this on all the different social media platforms real quick, and we'll dive into it. This is fascinating live streaming, folks. I know you guys all are just dying over how amazing the quality of the live stream is right now as I share this on social media. Okay, I'm sorry. That is all set. All right, let's dive into it. I know the WB launched 30 years ago. That is true. There's something that we should look at. Don't think it will do well nowadays since the CW now has sports on Saturdays in the late mornings. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. The WB, UPN, that was the other one that really, I watched UPN for Voyager mostly. I do remember the WB network had a special New Year's Eve broadcast for children where they dropped an anvil on the Warner Brothers Tower for the Animaniacs, hosted it. I wonder what year was that? Was that 95? Was that 96 maybe? I don't know. But I always remember that for some reason standing out in my mind. I think the ball drop or anvil drop for them was like at 9 p.m. It was kind of a corny thing, but it was a lot of fun for that. Do you have AT&T Internet Air in your market, and have you tested it? I have not tested it. I don't think it's actually live in my market. I'll check a look again. It's been a while since I've looked at that list, but I've heard good things about them. Of course, your experience varies depending on where you live, how it all works, and the like with it. What is the oldest continuous cable channel? Yeah, you are correct. HBO is it, from my knowledge. I think it's one of the first and original. Here's a random news story. Speaking of old stuff, let's jump screens here. 20th Century Fox started becoming a television production company. What was it? 74 years ago today. So 74 years ago today, they started producing content. And interestingly, it started as a joint partnership with ABC to produce their first show, Crusade in Europe. Don't know anything about that show. Probably should look it up on YouTube someday. But from that small start, remember, 20th Century Fox was a movie studio. It diversified into television with that. Does it surprise you that it's been 74 years since 20th Century Fox did that? Of course, now the studio is owned by Disney. I get this confuses a lot of people. Fox companies still exist. Local Foxes, Fox News, Fox Sports, Tubi, and other platforms are still all owned by the Murdoch family, independent from Disney. The studio was sold to Disney, not the local TV stations, not Fox Sports. So with that, I have cinema attached. NYC says he has cinema attached to the WB due to kids WB. I couldn't get too attached to Disney one Saturday morning since ABC sometimes preempted for college football. That's right with that. All right. Is the Roku 4K Ultra any good or be better to stream with a PS5 or PC? Well, all those are great options. Of course, the Roku Ultra 4K probably has more apps. I know for a fact it has more apps than the PS5. It has a better user interface for using it on television than a PC with a mouse and keyboard, but all of them will work for most major services. The PS5, while does offer streaming, Sony has definitely pulled back a little bit. For a long time, they really looked at streaming as a big differentiator of the PlayStation and put all kinds of apps. Recently, they've kind of pulled back from that a little bit and diversified with it. So it'll be interesting to see how that works and how it plays out. Hey, UL, and super thank you for the super chat of $2.72. Our HBO linear channel is coming to Max. Now, they have started beta testing that and have several readers who sent us screenshots that they have access to the live feed of HBO channels on the Max app. But officially, it's not available. And it's not available to everybody. They have confirmed that they are testing the ability to stream them. Will they actually come to Max? Will they not come to Max? Your guess is as good as mine on that. But for now, they are considering it. Well, so leave me a comment. Let me know. Let's do a poll. Let's see here. All right. Question for everybody. Are you a cord cutter? I'm interested to see. I just put it in the chat. How many of you are actually cord cutters and how many of you are still considering it? Are you not a cord cutter, but do you watch us to learn about television, to consider it? Leave me a comment or one there. Also, how is the audio? How is the video on this? I'd love to hear from you on how it all looks and what it looks like to everybody here as I continue to kind of tweak and play with this. I got a new setup here for the DSLR, and there. What do you pull on a cord never? Well, you're still a cord cutter. You just cut the cord prematurely. So I would say, yes, you are a cord cutter if you're a cord never. Audio video is great. Oh, perfect. Everything looks great. Thank you, G Money. Thank you, NYC. Thank you to everybody who is a subscriber to the channel, who supports Cord Cutters News by hitting that join button and then subscribing. We really do appreciate it. It goes a long ways to helping us. NYC says he's been a cord cutter since 2019. The Disney bundle is my go-to since the Hulu Plus Live includes Disney Plus and ESPN. Yeah, it's the Hulu Plus Live TV is actually a sneaky good bundle because you get the Hulu on demand, you get Disney Plus and ESPN Plus with it, and with the price hike of YouTube TV and Fubo, makes that look like a really good deal, even with their price hike with that. You're getting a lot for your money, a lot of channels, a lot of content, and more with it. I still was in this channel, cut the cord even before he did. Yeah, I'm actually interested. I talked to a lot of people who cut the cord or first started watching us, reading our site, sometimes a year before they actually cut the cord. And then they actually go pull the trigger and become cord cutters. Kind of interesting to see. So 90% of you are cord cutters or cord nevers. That leaves 10% of you who are not, according to the poll. With this, let me see if I can pull up the details with it. It does. Okay, there we go. Yes, 90% say. So if you are not a cord cutter, why are you still subscribed to cable TV? What makes you want to continue to subscribe to cable TV? We'll see. You know what? Maybe we got one right here. Paul says, want to cut the cord, but it's the RSNs. There is DirecTV stream and Fubo with RSNs. Plus, in many areas, you can just subscribe directly to the RSNs. You can go to Bally Sports' app and subscribe for $20 or different ones. Then while that may seem a little expensive, the nice thing about it, if, for example, you only want it for Major League Baseball or you only want it for the NBA, you can subscribe just when those teams are playing and then unsubscribe when they're not. And of course, there is a discount if you do the yearly annual plan on some of those. All right. So, question for everybody then. We got some people saying it's things like RSNs that make them want to continue to get cable. What streaming services, if you're a cable subscriber, how many streaming services? And this is a question for you, Paul. So you pay for cable TV. How many streaming services do you pay for? A question for everybody. What streaming services do you use? And how many? I'll be honest, I pay for more than I would if it wasn't for this job. A big part of that is because I, want to be able to test things. I subscribe to most major live TV streaming services because I have the, Fubo added a new channel or somebody tells me they added a new feature. I want to be able to go test it. But how many do you subscribe to and what are they? All right. Paul says he's with DirecTV and am I reading this correct that you're now paying $200 a month for DirecTV? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Doug, what is RSN? He says RSN is a regional sports network like Bally Sports, NBC Sports, Chicago. I guess that one's no longer around, but you get the idea. It's a regional sports network that carries typically NBA, NHL, and or MLB games. So some kind of combination of those. Daniel, welcome. G-Money says he pays for Netflix and YouTube Premium. I'll be honest, I'm a YouTube Premium. I get it mostly because I don't want my kids to see ads. But I'll be honest, I find myself watching increasingly more and more YouTube. Sometimes I think there are weeks where I watch more YouTube than I watch anything else with it. Not always, but it seems to be quite a growing trend. I use the Disney bundle, which has 3 by default: Peacock, Crunchyroll, Z5. I'll have to look into that. Sony Live are yearly tiers. I'll have to look into Z5, Z's. I'm assuming something like that is. Can I use a gift card for YouTube TV? That's a good question. I wonder if a Google Play gift card will work it. Gift cards for YouTube TV. I don't know. Yeah, you cannot. You cannot use Google Play gift cards to pay for it. I believe you have to. They want a credit card from you. Some people. Some people are saying you can. Can you? Can you use a Google Play gift card to pay for YouTube TV? Somebody leave me a comment. Let me know. Here's one that's growing. And I tell you, this is a bigger one. Maybe not 100%, but allowing people to dramatically reduce the amount of paid services they do. Free ad-supported streaming services and an over-the-air antenna. I get over 50 channels with my antenna here. I know people get, in some areas, way more. But also using services like Pluto TV, Tubi, Crackle. Well, can't use Crackle anymore. That one's not around. Same with Redbox. But the Roku channel and more with it. It's a lot of great services out there with that. Gaming Nerd, hey, thank you so much for your support. Really do appreciate the kind words there. Ripped. Hey, he says Central Florida has received a pretty nice recent upgrade to OTA signals. Are you talking about ATSC 3.0? What's new in Central Florida that makes them so much better? Leave me a comment. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you with that. All right. Speaking of free services, anybody a Sling TV free stream customer? Has it come back online? Earlier today, Sling TV free stream went down. I reached out to the Dish, have not heard back, but for a good chunk of the day, oops, I just noticed a little typo. I have an extra space here. This is what happens when you do breaking news, folks. Sometimes You're racing and you miss something like that. I apologize. I once averaged looked at I do 2 to 3,000 words a day sometimes or more. But so I apologize if I missed something like that. But Sling TV free stream is down for many people. Any free stream customers? Have you noticed? Are you a fan of it? Let me comment. Let me know. All right. See here. Have we seen an update? What's new? All right. Why is Disney? Why Disney keeps price going up for Disney Plus? Why does the price of Disney Plus go up? Because the content's cost is going up. A lot of people don't want to hear this, but one of the big things, there's three things that are driving up the cost of content. Number one, the cost of wood and fuel. The stuff that really goes in it. The cost of wood is heavily influenced on the shows. It's a big part of building those sets. So you look at those sets for a lot of these shows, they're all made out of wood. Cost of wood skyrocketed over the last few years. Cost of gasoline has gone up a lot. And though, yes, it has gone down some recently, it's still pretty high. That's driving up it. Number two, a lot of the subsidies from different states to produce shows has gone away. Michigan used to have a big one to attract people to do them or make movies in Michigan. That went away. They're not completely gone, but they're definitely reduced. And lastly, the cost of the actors has gone up a lot more. The cost of the rights to the directors and crews. The strikes from last year were a big part about driving up how much they get paid. Hey, completely legitimate. Everybody wants to make a good living. Everybody wants to feel like they're not only maybe taking care of themselves, but leaving something behind for the next generation. I know I do. I want to make sure my kids are better off than I am. But with that, it's costing, when you raise all that, right? The cost of fuel, cost of wood, cost of sets, cost of everything is going up. It does at some time roll over into the cost of subscription services. So those are pretty much the three main reasons why all cable and satellite and all that streaming are all going up right now. Increasingly, what I've been hearing from people at different streaming services is the cost of cable and all that. A lot of these companies are starting to look at this as a loss leader, right? If I'm Comcast, and I know this is going to sound weird, so hang in here for me. If I'm Comcast, increasingly people are saying, well, I really just want them to subscribe to the phone service or the internet or the home security package I want. And if I bring them in with TV, that's great. But increasingly, they're just hoping to break even. People could have had, people lost access to the idea that they're going to make a ton of money on TV and they're just going there. Sorry, I was reading and talking. Doesn't always work. I apologize. But yeah, so the higher costs, thinner margins are why streaming and TV are going up. Remember, most streaming services are still losing money. Only recently did Disney Plus become profitable. Paramount Plus and others are either profitable or hope to soon be profitable. Peacock, who knows when or if it will ever become profitable. It definitely seems like that's definitely a huge question mark with it all that we'll have to keep a close eye on with it. But for now, it seems like they are finding ways to make it profitable. One of the ways is they have to raise the price. The other way is cutting back on the amount of content they're offering. We just saw Paramount Plus remove a bunch of old Nickelodeon shows. You're probably saying, well, doesn't Paramount own those shows? Why is that cutting cost? Well, they have to pay residuals, right? That was another big part of the strikes last year. How much are actors getting paid for the residuals from, okay, a show is done, now it's on Paramount Plus. How much money do they get from that? That's a big part of the cost of everything. So by reducing the amount of content, and Paramount Plus is not the only, Disney Plus and others have done this too, you cut what you have to pay, allowing your service to become closer to profitable. It's like I said this in the last live stream. I went to the camp where the original Bug Juice show was first shot at. Camp Wasiata in Maine. Very close to my heart. Love it. I was about the same age as a lot of people on that show. I know some of them, and it's awesome. I would love that to be in Disney Plus because it's a nostalgia thing for me. But um, with that, they don't have the rights. And if they did get the rights, that means they have to go back and pay people that were in that show for the rights for it to be on there. So it's interesting. I'm very fascinated that some things like older in real world episodes, I don't know what their contracts were. Or did they go back and renegotiate it? But some of those have appeared on streaming services, making me a little jealous. All right, let's be honest here. Who here, team Road Rules or team Real World? Anybody remember those days? Were you a fan of one show or the other? And who did you always want to win when they did the competitions for that? All right, Luke, do you think Netflix will have a resurgence in subs due to the investment in live sporting events? A lot of services are leaning on sports to become one of the main attractions for how they're attracting new subscribers. So yeah, there is a big push here to get more subscribers to Netflix, to other services, by having sports. That's why you see exclusive Peacock games and Paramount Plus games and Disney Plus stuff and Max and the like. Road Rules. We got one Road Rules. We got a bunch of Real World people fans here. Luke, what's your personal favorite free or paid streaming service? Ooh, I do use Pluto TV quite a bit, to be honest with you. But originally it was because it was one of the first to have that Bob Barker era Price is Right. Of all the free content on free services, classic Price is Right is for some reason what draws me in. When I'm getting ready for bed or I'm just sitting here paying bills or typing up emails, it's not unusual for me to throw on a YouTube video or throw on the old Price is Right stuff. Now, I have one complaint about that channel. I do wish that it would, at the bottom, say what year, right? Because you're half the fun of watching the Price is Right is trying to guess along with the people. And I wish you would say something like, you can kind of roughly guess that this looks like the late 70s, early 80s or something, maybe late 80s, early 90s. But I would love to see that become that out there, and that they give you a little hint that may help me get a better idea what the pricing is. Don't like Pluto TV's new interface? I'll have to go check it out. I don't know if I got a new interface. What service, what device is that one on? Leave me a comment. Let me know. FreeFee is Amazon, no merger. Okay, Amazon has officially announced that FreeFee is going away. Yes, I know on some devices it's still working, but Amazon has said they intend to shut down the apps and merge it into Amazon Prime Video. Why they are taking so long to do it, I don't know, but enjoy the app while you can. Soon that content will still be free, but inside the Amazon Prime Video app, no longer in the FreeFee app, as Amazon is merging that all over. All right. Let's keep this going. So, all right. Question of the day. You have to eliminate 2 cable networks right now. What 2 cable networks do you think should go away and never come back? All right, we're talking about removing content to become more profitable. So you're a cable executive. You're saying, I can't raise the price anymore. I got to get rid of 2 networks. Assuming they can't do this, but if they could, what 2 cable networks would you get rid of? People are saying Home Shopping Network. That would save the money, but actually Home Shopping Network sometimes pays cable companies to carry them because they're making money off of people buying stuff there. So that's probably one that won't go away because they're actually profitable enough to pay for the right to be on there. MTV, some people are saying CNN and MSNBC. BBC America. Be interesting to see what happens with BBC America, now fully owned by, was it A&E? Is it A&E or AMC? AMC, I think, has that. E Network, BET, E Entertainment, Headline News. Yeah, it's not really much headline news anymore, is it? A lot of news networks. Honestly, putting this out there, I think that some of these news networks are not going to make it. including CNN. There's a good chance that in 5 years from now, CNN isn't around unless they find a way to dramatically shift what they do. I'm interested in how many people are saying MTV and E. Now, MTV doesn't surprise me. The E network does a little bit. Interestingly, for MTV network, I once listened to an interview of the president like 10 plus years ago. And what he said was his job is to focus on people from late teens into early 20s. And that means the network will continuously evolve to target the late teens to early 20s kind of range. And because of that, yeah, you are probably outgrown their target demographic. Now that seems to be changing because with that, MTV now carries things like Friends reruns, Big Bang Theory reruns are coming to the network later next week. And with that all, you're seeing a massive seismic shift in the age demographic. Not to say that teens and early 20s won't watch those shows, but that's not the market they're reaching out for. Some other ones, VH1 has popped up a few times. That one, I remember the fight. Are you team MTV or team VH1? Anybody here prefer VH1 over MTV? Let's think the 90s when they were going head to head and there's a huge fight and VH1 was like, we still play the music for a few hours in the morning. Bravo. A lot of ones. Cartoon Network popped up a few times. That one surprised me. Honestly, I would not be surprised if someday Adult Swim is airing, the majority of the time on that channel. And then Cartoon Network maybe just airs a few hours midday in the morning or something with it. Pop-up video was awesome on VH1. Interesting. A lot of people are saying didn't even know VH1 still existed. I loved VH1 in the early 90s, late 90s and 2000s. That's my childhood channel right there. So you would prefer VH1 over MTV back then? Rip Boomerang, Pop Channel. There's one that not too many people talk about. Speaking of channels that are dying, let's take this and let me get over here. Most cable TV networks, get rid of this pop-up, lost viewers in 2024. Over 100 cable TV networks lost subscribers. Here we go. Let's look at this list right now. This comes from Variety. We took their data and they just had a list of all the channels. And I took it and resorted it here by the networks that lost the most viewers in 2024. Now, a few disclaimers here. This is primetime content only. For example, that means that Cartoon Network does not appear on this list because Cartoon Network during primetime and now is exclusively Adult Swim pretty much. Now, interestingly, children's programs down a lot with Teen Nick. Okay, folks, Teen Nick down, the network with the most subscriber loss, 53% of its viewership has vanished in just one calendar year. Other noticeable ones, Nick Jr. down 35%, Nickelodeon down 31%. You wonder why Paramount's talking about cable networks no longer being their main focus? That's scary. Disney XD down 44%. Now, caveat with that, Spectrum, the largest provider of cable TV now, is no longer offering Disney XD, so that has to be a part of it too. Nicktoons, interestingly, just down 12%. Disney Channel down it's weird to say just 17%. But let's take a look at this real quick here. A lot of this is what you expect, kids, young, focused ones. The Logo channel down 43%, though. A lot of Spanish channels seeing big drops. And I don't know the answer to that. I know what I suspect with that has to do with some of the rise of Spanish streaming services, giving more access to direct content from people around the world. I know Sling TV's international packages do really well. I don't know what their Spanish one looks like. I wonder if we're seeing a growth of, hey, why pay for cable to get just a few Spanish language channels when you got services with a huge amount of Spanish content legally cheaper? Maybe that has play of it. I'm not a Spanish speaker. Anybody have insight? Anybody out there? Well, leave me a comment, let me know. GCN says Golf Channel is going out of business. I hate to tell you, Golf Channel is actually one of the most profitable channels and one of the more expensive because golfers have money often and the advertisers pay handily for golf. While it may not have the viewership of an ESPN, it's got a target demographic that a lot of viewers or a lot of advertisers want you to want access to, so they're willing to pay for that. NFL Network down 26%. Does that have to do with fewer NFL Network exclusive games? I don't know. The OWN Network, Oprah Winfrey, not doing too well. TCL, struggling. How much does that have to do with YouTube TV not carrying it? A lot of people are going to YouTube TV. It's projected to become the largest provider of live TV in the United States if current trends continue. FXX down 29%. How much does that have to do with Spectrum dropping that channel? That's another one that got dropped. Animal Planet down 26. Motor Trend. Now I got to look into exact what, but they're kind of ceasing a lot of production of content. That's down 26%. FX Movie Channel 26% down. Again, if you're looking for a movie, why not just go to Hulu, Disney Plus, Netflix? Why are you going to something like the FX Movie Channel where you're probably joining right in the middle? And yeah, you may be left out in the cold. We'll see. Here's a great one. Raymond says, I saw something in the news that PGA might buy Golf Network. It's a joint venture. I don't know the split there, but it's minority. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with that, post NBC, how the split and all that works. Some ones here, no surprise, Stars down 25%. I am a little interested to see CNBC down 25%. Now, CNBC has always had a solid following of viewers there because it's a financial network. Excuse me. And that financial viewership on it has long held its viewers up. And again, it's kind of like the Golf Channel. Advertisers want to reach those financial viewers, the people who are watching it because they're looking for their stocks and stuff. So they make a pretty penny off of the ads on that. And honestly, CNBC has recently done some really good interviews. They do really good interviews that drives a lot of traffic to them from sites like me. Oh, they just interviewed Bob Iger, for example, or Reed, the guy who runs Netflix or created it. So I'm kind of surprised to see them down that much. CMT, BET down 22%. Outdoor Channel, Lifetime Channel down. BBC America, a lot of you talking about going out of business. You would shut down. 23% viewership drop. Very interesting to see. Golf Channel. Oh, I just said golf. This should say Golf Channel. I apologize. 21% down. Again, I wonder how much of that is because a lot of the content's been now moved and made available in the ESPN Plus app. A lot of people watching that maybe. Food Network down, A&E down, Family Entertainment TV down, ESPNU down 20%. I'm surprised how many ESPN channels are on this list. Let's go here. ESPN, ESPNU, ESPN2 down 11%, ESPN down 2%. Kind of shocking because of that. I wonder how much that has to do with Fox, CBS, and others pulling some of the sporting events away from ESPN. Big Ten no longer on ESPN. I know we like to joke about it being the SEC network, but they still have some Big 12 games. If I remember correct, they have a ton. ACC network is part of that. Others, News Nation down only 1%. I'm kind of shocked that's only down 1%. Would have guessed that to be higher. The Paramount Network down 1%. Kind of shocked again. They're doing well. ABC. Now, this one shocked me. When most broadcast TV networks saw ratings go up, BBC went down 1%. Did some big show end? Or what's your thoughts? What is your opinion on why ABC saw ratings go down? And Discovery Live Channel, I don't know why I included that one, 0% change. MeTV, which honestly has been really killing it. MeTV Tunes doing real well, but MeTV down 2% there. Sci-Fi Channel down 8%. Cowboy Channel TV One, Hallmark Family down 10%, TNT down 13. Now, I think this actually is a turnaround for them. They have started leaning heavily into sports. Let's see here what True TV is. True TV. Um, True TV must have gone up. Let me check that. Let me look at the master list here. Did True TV gain viewership? We're seeing a trend of TV networks turn into sporting networks. And yes, True TV gained 9% viewership. And the only way you explain that is the fact that it now is basically a sports network airing sports on that. So people are asking about the History Channel. Let's take a look at the History Channel. History Channel's down 15%. Oh, I'm looking the wrong window. History Channel's down 15%. Where would that be? Right here. Nick at Night down 15%. Let's see here. What's Adult Swim? Adult Swim down 3%. Again, I think Adult Swim has kind of this almost people watch it not for the shows, but for the bumpers. The whole Toonami expansion, I think, has helped them, though their Toonami, what do they call it? Reactor or Rewind or something, where they aired like classic 90s Toonami stuff with classic 90s Toonami bumpers. Apparently didn't do well, but did well enough to help them. Yeah. A lot of people are talking very positive about MeTV Tunes. Yeah, I wonder a little bit if MeTV's slight drop in viewership has to do with the fact that MeTV Tunes went up, so much, and maybe the popularity of MeTV Tunes pulled a little bit from MeTV. I don't know if that's true or not. Bounce RFD TV down. Get TV down. A lot of the over-the-air networks are also seeing drops in viewership. IN Plus down 11%. Even though we saw a massive expansion with over-the-air reach of that network, Nielsen doesn't do a very good job of tracking over-the-air. So are these networks really down, or is the over-the-air growth? It's hard to say because the rate tracking over-the-air TV viewership is hard. Though there is some benefits, some smart devices, DVRs and stuff do report data back through things like DVRs. I don't know which ones, but I've heard that some do to help them get an idea of over-the-air television. MTV2 down 31%. Now, I just did a video earlier today from when I'm live streaming this about what I said were the networks most likely to shut down. I still think things like maybe not MTV2, but some of the smaller MTV networks are on that because there's only two showing up on this list, MTV2 and MTV. Things like MTV Classic and stuff, maybe the ratings may be so bad Nielsen doesn't pick them up at all. But I think the reason why some of those BET networks, the small sub networks, the smaller sub MTV networks are still around now is because, honestly, the merger. That's the only thing. Paramount wants this merger with Skydance to go down. They're not going to get rid of anything or make any big changes to that merger is finalized and sealed because they're worried that any significant changes to Paramount may negatively affect somebody buying them or merging with them when they were trying to do that, and now they're trying to close it. I think that's the only reason why some of the smaller MTV and some of the smaller BET networks are still here. And Skydance Media, who is merging with Paramount and going to take over day-to-day control of Paramount, has kind of dropped a lot of hints suggesting that they're not opposed at all to shutting down some cable networks and that cable networks may not be the future there. We've also heard that internally within Paramount, they also don't want those to be a main focus. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. All right, let's keep moving along here real quick. FXX, again, I think a big part of this, can't ignore the fact that they were dropped by Spectrum last year. And now you have an entire calendar year of not being on Spectrum. That probably hurts them. Nat Geo Wild, I wonder how much of this has to do with Disney Plus and Hulu. They're not pushing people towards Nat Geo. They want you to subscribe to Hulu and Disney Plus to get that content there. And again, a lot of big ones. Showtime at 38%, a little surprising, a little not. Again, Paramount's heavily pushing Paramount Plus. Why, all that content's in Paramount Plus. Why watch it on Paramount where you have to be there in front of it? Well, that's all on Paramount. Kids networks, logos. I have a confession. Logo TV network shows. Okay, what shows are on Logo TV? All right. I do not know this network. It's on Pluto TV. TV schedule. Let's see. Mama's Family. Looks like The Nanny. All right. Mama's Family, The Nanny, folks. That's everything on the network. Let's see what Sunday has here. The Nanny. Married with Children. Okay. Apparently a big Married with Children. Maybe it's because it's a Sunday. What? Will and Grace marathon. Facts of Life. What's with TV networks now having 8-hour marathons? Like I go to a network and like all day Tuesday, Facts of Life. All day Wednesday, Pee Wee Herman or something. What's with networks just doing that? Let's see. How do you watch this network? Of course, most cable networks, you get content through Paramount Plus and watch free on Pluto TV. Hey, folks, again, Pluto TV's got some good stuff. I won't lie. With that. All right. American Heroes. I actually like this channel, though I don't watch it anymore. I used to watch this all the time. And now I really don't watch that. Just to be honest with you. I used to watch it all the time. CeeLo TV. Let's see here. CeeLo TV. Schedule. Let's go right here to schedule. All right, what are we looking at? Cocktails for appetizers, saucy seafood. All right, half and half. What had to happen was, dude. Honestly, I must not be the demographic for this show, for this one. I've never heard of pretty much all of those programs. Any other network or thing that really jumps out at you on this? American Heroes, too many ads? Yeah, and I bet, honestly, a lot of those shows on American Heroes now are probably streaming on other streaming services with ad-free. What does BBC America schedule now look like? Let's take a look at this. TV schedule. Planet Earth, From Russia with Love. Hey, good movie. But again, why would I watch this? A, I could go on Pluto TV. A lot of these are on Pluto TV free right now. Or B, there's other services to watch movies. Planet Earth, man, when did this become like a Planet Earth? I remember this being the Star Trek channel. Remember Star Trek Next Generation? I just kind of realized that my picture is kind of over all this. Let's see here. Let me try this real quick just for this second. Law and Order Marathon. So do they not air Star Trek Next Generation anymore? Bones marathons? No. Huh. Is there a list of all shows? Let's go to all shows. Take a look at them. So still some BBC content on this. Top Gear on here. A Wild Year on Earth. But yeah. Featured shows. Let's check out this list. Definitely. And let me say this. Since I watched BBC America, the lineup is a little bit different nowadays. Star Trek's all on the Heroes channel. Yeah, there's a huge change. Or does the original Star Trek show still air on? Was it MeTV? Were they the ones that had it free over there? All right, let's take a look. We know what's on the Hallmark channels. It's movies 24/7 right now. Probably still doing Christmas movies. What's on the Ion Plus? Because this network is now widely available. There. A bunch of, okay, let's go into the shows tab. Bull, apparently massive rerun. 40 Hours, Bull, Leverage, MacGyver, Private Eyes. I know a few of these. Bull, 40 Hours, MacGyver. Okay, question. The remake of MacGyver, thumbs up or thumbs down? Now let me show you my age. So I remember when the reboot came out, I saw my mom about it. She was watching. I'm like, it just seems like the lead is so young. And my mom was like, well, when original came out, the lead was young, but you were younger. So to him, he looked older. And so she goes, now you're old and he looks younger to you. She goes, you become an old man, Luke. You become an old man. But yeah, Ion has been really killing it. Let's jump over to Ion Mysteries. I've been here. Ion as a network has been really growing. And let's see here. Let's check out Ion. What is Ion's ratings? Let me see if I can find it. Ion lost 16% of its viewers. So even though it's been doing well, it's still losing 60% of its viewers. But look at this. Good Lamp, Law and Order Special Victim, NCIS, Magnum PI, the reboot. Okay. A lot of people are thumbing down the reboot of MacGyver. What about the reboot of Magnum PI? NCIS, New Orleans, Los Angeles, the original, FBI, Criminal Minds, Bones, Blue Bloods, a lot of good stuff here. What's on Ion's Mystery nowadays? Another cable channel they have, NCIS Bones. Looks like it's basically the same stuff, just airing on Ion Mysteries. Hey, what is everybody? Do you like live streams like this? Maybe not always answering questions, but just talking about what's happening in the world of cord cutting. What do you think of streams like this? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Leave me a comment. Do we just sit here every now and then and just chat all things TV and cord cutting and the like? With it. Love it. This is a plus. I like this, but I usually miss them. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to have a set time with my life and my children. Having a set time for the live streams is going to be kind of tough, but wouldn't mind doing some random ones like this, to be honest with you. I'm really enjoying this setup and the changes here too. Do these more often. I promise I'm going to try to do more live streams in 2025 than I did in 2024, which isn't hard because I only did like 2 all year. So I'm not setting the bar particularly high, folks. I want a service to show what's on 24/7 everywhere. There's a TV guide. Actually, the website still kind of does that. Do live streams once a month. That would be cool. No promises, but I'll see what I can do to do more and more ones here. Now, we talked about networks that have gone down. I'll do a story coming up here. Networks that go up in viewers. Interestingly, okay, most TV networks went up. Fox and ABC went down, but NBC and CBS gained viewership. CBS was the most watched network in 2024 with 5 million average primetime viewers, a 12% jump in 12% jump in viewers. With that, NBC was 4.9 million with a 10% jump. Interestingly, some of the biggest jumps, though, were in news. Not surprised in an election year. We saw news networks get big jumps. Of course, this is averaging across the whole year, not just recently, because I know some of these networks saw a drop. Fox News was up 30% with 3.8 million average primetime viewers. MSNBC. All right, let's go back here. Went up 12% with 86,000 viewers. Okay, let's talk about the viewership difference. Primetime, MSNBC averaged 86,000. Fox News averaged. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong list here. Hold on, I'm in the wrong list. Let me go up here. MSNBC 1.2 million viewers. Fox News 2.4, up 4% for MSNBC. Let's go to CNN because this is going to shock some people, but they actually saw their ratings go up 20% to, though, 707,000. So again, Fox News continued way up here, MSNBC, CNBC. But question, election year is over. What are those ratings going to look like next year? I bet that's going to go down significantly with that. Hey, let's kind of have a little bit of fun here. I saw something pop up. Big Lots. Who here is a fan of Big Lots? Big Lots has reached a deal to keep hundreds of stores open. The chain had announced it would close all of its stores. My wife was a big fan of Big Lots for a long time. And when we lived in Missouri, we went there a lot. It was one of the few stores we had close to us in the middle of Mark Twain National Forest. It was still 20 some minutes away, though. Um, what do you think? Any Big Lots fans here? I know I'm way off topic, but let's just have some fun for a minute here. Any Big Lots fans here? Uh, I am actually kind of surprised on one end that they found a buyer to keep them alive, and honestly, not surprised. There's still a big demand for discount retailers, and Big Lot kind of filled that. I know a lot of people, like college students alike, like to buy furniture at Big Lots because you can get some good deals on furniture. The thing that my wife and I like to do at Big Lots was to go to the food section in Big Lots and find weird stuff. Now, often you had to check that expiration date, but man, we found some weird drinks and snacks. And you buy a couple of weird energy drinks back there, or some like, what is this like snack we've never heard of? Anybody ever do that? Anybody ever go into the Big Lots food section just to kind of find out what weird off-brand thing they're selling back there? Am I the only person that did that? We'll see. Ollie's is poised to take over Big Lots stores in my area. Wouldn't surprise me with that. The bean chips didn't make my stomach hurt. Yeah, so be interesting. And it's weird to think Big Lots was owned by Kmart, right? Big Lots owned by Kmart? Question mark. Yeah, it's no longer there. I believe at one point they were, at least when I used to shop there a lot, owned by them. All right. All right. Maybe not. Were they owned? Was it Kmart? Some Big Lots owned by, I don't know. So for some reason I thought they were owned by the same parent company behind Kmart. But maybe I'm just confusing that because where I live, they were in the same building. I don't know. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Just having some fun, folks. Sometimes, what do you think? Sometimes should we just throw in a random news story here or there when we do these live streams? I love to hear it. You want to know why I think kill Big Lots? Poor experience in stores. I would say this until I'm blue in the face. Why is Amazon doing well when Amazon isn't necessarily cheaper always? I've actually found increasingly shopping on Walmart is cheaper for the Walmart website. Not always, but I am doing my best to double check both ones to try to get a good idea on it. But honestly, it's the user experience. When I went to Big Lots the last few times, it's like it's such a mess, hard to find what you want. It's all a mess on that. And I think until they can improve the customer experience in stores, they're going to continue to lose out to online orders. I do most of my shopping for groceries online through Walmart Plus. Catch there, staffing's a problem. It's hard to get enough staff. I know some people who work in the corporate of Meijer, a huge Walmart-like chain through the Midwest, who's expanding and growing. And they said staffing is the biggest problem. Now, robots. With the growth of robots, maybe that will change. When I asked them about why, Meijer used to be 24/7 like Walmart, and they have not since the pandemic. And he said it's two things. He said, number one, staffing a store 24/7. They just don't have the people. Two, he said they found that there was actually not that big of a drop. If anything, it was kind of unchanged in the revenue from being 24/7 open to being closed from midnight until 6 a.m. at Meijer grocery stores. I've heard this for Walmart too, that the change in sales was so minor they haven't bothered to grow it or shrink it with that. Does that surprise you that, basically instead of people going at 1 o'clock, they're just changing their schedule to either come in after 6 a.m. or before midnight to do their sales? I don't know. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Space Wolf says he thinks Best Buy is in trouble. Let's take a look. Best Buy try again. Best Buy year-over-year sales. Interestingly, of course, this is Google AI. Let me zoom this in. According to Google AI, in 2024, in 2023, they saw a 10% jump in Best Buy ones. In 2024, they saw a 7% jump. But comparable sales down in appliance, entertainment, and customer electronics. That's big because those are high profit items. Holiday season is shorter and shoppers are responding to with sales events. Comparable sales down 3%, according to this. We'll see. I don't know, Google. Where are you getting this? It says Q3. Okay, Google, Gemini. Are we making stuff up here? Are we doing something that's just making up BS here? It's part of my language. Can we trust you? But I have heard this. I have heard that their sales are up but this is scary, from 10% down to 7%. Stevie, thank you. The live is very interesting to get everyone's thoughts. Hey, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. That's a huge help to us. Hello, everybody. Good to see so many people here. I see a lot of people coming in. All right, let's check out some other stores. First of all, let's fix the typo here. Walmart year-over-year sales. 5% increase in third quarter 2024. In 2023, they saw retail sales up about 5%. Look at this, 114 billion in. Okay, pay attention to this. This is a 3-month period. This is a 12-month period. Walmart net sales, though, interestingly, look at this, continue to creep up. Why is Walmart net sales going up? Increasingly from their online fulfillment, their pickup orders, and the like. Walmart is doing a very good job of growing its e-commerce to compete with Amazon. There is a huge window or fight between Walmart and Amazon. Amazon has Prime Video. Walmart gets Paramount Plus. Walmart starts offering a gas discount. Prime does it, and so on. It's very interesting to see. Frank, first of all, thank you for being a subscriber to the Core Cars News YouTube channel and joining the membership club there. Really do appreciate it. But yeah, my phone too, when I said the G word, it's almost worse than my Echo, popped up and wanted me to, or like, hey, what did you need for that? So interesting to see that. What other store? What other store should we check out here? Amazon year-over-year sales. This is not a store, but all right, Amazon. Interestingly, we were just looking at Walmart. Not that much different. Amazon's catching up to Walmart. Look at this, though. 2023, 11% increase, 9% increase. Of course, don't mind my son out there. He's probably upset about getting ready for bed. 2020, 2021, of course, e-commerce, huge jump. 37% jump, but that's great. Everybody talking about 2020, how crazy online sales were. $386 billion. But look at this in 2023, $574 billion with that. Walmart says some body cameras. I'm actually kind of surprised more stores don't do it. Unfortunately, the way people treat each other in stores and just general, period, no matter where you are in the world, it's just sad. It really is. Frank says, I love Walmart Plus. Honestly, I do too. I think I save money through Walmart Plus because I'm not tempted to. I'm basically just buying what I wanted to buy. All those impulse buys in there are gone. Let's check out Comcast. Let's take a look at some ones here. You see all those huge jumps for like Comcast or for stores. Look at this. Comcast in 2023, 121 billion, very respectable. 0.12% increase. That's compared to a revenue jump of 4.3% in 2022. I'll be interested to see what that is in 2024 when all done is said, because they're losing internet customers. Spectrum. Let's see what Spectrum. Oh, I got probably put Charter Communications. Charter Communications. All right, what we got here? A 1% increase in 2023. Doing better than Comcast. I'll give them that. What about Netflix here? All right, Netflix. Let's see here. Revenue growth had a 9% year over year, 50% over the last 5 years. Netflix is one of the few very profitable streaming services out there. Let's see here. How Peacock is Peacock profitable? Let's see what they say here. Not profitable. All right. This is what I love. Peacock narrowed its losses in the third quarter of 2024 to just $436 million lost compared to $565 million. But still, think about that. In just 3 months, you lose $436 million, and people are excited. They started off 2024 by losing $639 million. I'll give Peacock this. They're going in the right direction. Question is, will that continue? Because will they be able to hold on to that? Will they continue that growth now that the Olympics are over and the like? How about Target? Let's see here. Target year over year profit. Year over year sales is what we asked for the other ones. Let's see here. Ooh, Target 2024, a decline in revenue in sales. 2023 up 2%, 2022 up 13%. Look at this right here. Very interesting numbers. Of course, right here, we all know what happened in 2020 and 2021. But look at that trend. That's scary when you compare that to Walmart and Amazon and other things. So interesting. Any other stores we should check out? Anything else you want to take a look at? This does not surprise me. Target's making some big changes. They do not have the online e-commerce that Amazon and Walmart do. And that is going to be a big differentiator. They are trying to develop it. They're making their own circle, whatever they're calling it. And Target is working very hard to catch up. But they're so far behind Walmart and Amazon in online. All right. Max is profitable, I believe, but there's a catch right there. Is the Max streaming service profitable? Now, reported profit of 103 million, excuse me. Catch this. Warner Bros. Discovery bundles in HBO into its Max streaming. So all the linear HBO revenue is also being bundled from what I understand with this. So it's a little bit deceiving when you look at that and you say they are profitable. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. All right, question. Are you team Walmart or team Target? There's only two options. Target also, I think, suffers from one thing too with this. So I said, it's too expensive. Target built a reputation of being higher end than Walmart. And because of that, it's developed a reputation of being higher expense than Walmart. And because of that, in an increasingly time where people are extremely cautious when it comes to their dollar, because let's be honest, inflation is a real thing. 5-year inflation chart. You know, this is a real thing that's impacting streaming. Why am I pulling this up when it's streaming things? I'll show you. Let's see here. Inflation calculator. Is this going to show me what I want? I want a chart that shows it over the last 5 years. And here we go. So you see the inflation. Yes, inflation's going down, but it's still up. So, right? So let's go back to 2014. Prices go up under a percent, about 2%. This is about normal. Let's not get political. I don't care about who is in charge. But what you're seeing here is okay, prices went up 7%, and then they went up 6.5%. They didn't go down 3%. They just only grew by an additional 3%, but it's compound. So you're seeing this curve. Increasingly, inflation is one of the biggest factors hitting cord cutting. It really is. It's helping grow cord cutting because of people trying to save money on everyday bills. It's a huge factor of it. Can't ignore it. The second thing is why people are cutting back on cord cutting on streaming. Inflation, can't ignore it. People are not subscribing. In 2020, they subscribed to 6 or 7 streaming services. They were bored. They were at home. They had disposable income because they're not going out to dinner. Well, now that's changed. And now, according to our most recent survey of our readers, the average cord cutter subscribes to 3 or fewer streaming services with that. So we're gone from an average of 6 or 7 services to basically half of that down to just 3, with just over 50% of you saying you subscribe to 3 or fewer services out there. With that, why is that? You cannot ignore the growth of inflation and its impact on cord cutting, but also on stores, on everything in your life. It really is. I know that is a super politically charged topic, and I apologize. I don't want to get into that, but it is a major impact in the growth of cord cutting. When I started Cord Cutters News in the early 2010s, the unemployment rate was a huge driving factor in the growth of cord cutting. When unemployment went down, cord cutting actually slowed down. I was in a conversation with a cable executive, and they said, what can we do? Why is cord cutting not growing as fast as we thought it was? And I told them, well, hey, the economy's good, right? Jobs are plentiful. People are not, and this was quite a few years ago. At the time, the economy had swung up and they were doing well. Well, when jobs are plentiful, pay's going up and unemployment is low, people weren't so desperate to become cable or cord cutters from their cable. Inflation grows, economy goes down, things like that help drive cord cutting faster. It really is. There's all kinds of economic factors that you can track. The worse the economy, the faster cord cutting grows. The better the economy, the slower cord cutting grows. It's just kind of what happens there. $340 for my cable cord cut in April. I wish I cut it sooner. I'd love to know. Is that the total bundle of like internet, phone? Is that like a 3 bundle? What is that? Here's the number on Carol says $350 a month for Dish. Ouch. Wow. Now, is that anything else bundle? I know Dish, you can sometimes bundle internet into that through third parties. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Oh, sorry. I didn't even pay attention to the ad. I apologize. I was not even paying attention to the ad on that. All right. Let's dive in here and take a look at some more stuff. Any other cable network on there that stands out to you? Here's one that needs more love. If you are in the United States, I would highly recommend you check your local public library and see out there what is on, what do they offer? Do they offer Hoopla, Canopy? Most public libraries now offer some type of streaming deal. I tell you, there's a lot of good movies and television shows that you really should take advantage of on it. All right, let's kind of have a little fun here. What's everybody's go-to snacks during TV? Now, I have one. I want to hear what kind of snacks you like to eat when you watch movies, watch television. Take some goldfish, take some peanut M&Ms, mix them together in a bowl and eat them together. It's an interesting combination that balances off very well of goldfish and peanut M&Ms, folks. I'm telling you, if you haven't tried it, you got to. And if you don't do peanuts, do regular M&Ms. I personally recommend the peanut M&Ms. So leave me a comment. What's your snack hacks out there for that? All right. And as you do that, I'm going to check out some other fun things that we can take a look at, chat with, and have fun. Personal stack peanut butter is a peanut butter sandwich, Chex Mix or popcorn, mixed nuts for you guys. There's a local nut place here in town that does really good nuts. They're so expensive. My grandma always gives us a box of them, a big thing of cashews. They come in a glass jar. They're so good. All right. All right. Let's keep checking out. M&Ms and pretzels. I haven't tried that. Would Chex Mix, another good one out there. Jelly beans, marshmallows. Haven't done that one. Chips and cheese doodles. Sausages. Okay. All right. Let's see here if anything. I'm taking a look at see if there's any interesting news stories. Um, all right. Here's an interesting one from Reddit. Does this surprise you at all? British English versus American English taught in schools. I saw a thing recently about how in Harry Potter, the Philosopher's Stone was they actually recorded two versions of the movie, one where they said Philosopher's Stone and one where they said the other one. And I was always interested in that. It seems like a random change to me, but maybe it's important. But hey, does this map at all surprise you that British English dominates and how things are taught, not American English, even though most, pop culture stuff is mostly American English. Interesting. I saw a survey once that said even international artists increasingly use American in their art. Does that surprise you at all? We're just having some fun at this point. Joe, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Did everybody have a good Christmas holiday? I know Hanukkah and others are still underway in the world right now. All right, let's take a look here. Interestingly, here in America, we see the growth of Spanish. We're talking about languages. Here is the parts of the world where Spanish language dominates. Let me get rid of that. Dominates this. Interesting. I wonder what this little question for you. What's this little block here? Anybody know what island or area this is? Or what country is this? Anybody know? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong screen to go back. A lot of people are saying they have air fryer food for snacks. Good French fries. Okay, here's a question: air fryer tater tots or air fryer French fries? We had some air fryer tater tots for lunch today. Tell you they're pretty darn good. It really was a lot of fun. Always good. Got that as a gift for my wife a few years ago. One of the big Ninja double ones where you got two different bays. You can do two different ones with the air fryers. Always fun. All right. We're heading into 2025. What year is it in different parts of the world? Of course, 2025 is dominating. Interestingly, in Japan, it's year 7. This one's I find interesting. Part of Africa, 1446 in Saudi Arabia. It looks like 2. 1403. India, it's 1946. Interestingly, what is the asterisk on that? This diverse canvas is due to a variety of religious and cultural and religious traditions in both. Okay. Hebrew, it's 5,785. Interestingly. Oh, covering some of that. How is it year 7 in Japan? Why is it year 7 in Japan? All right. Refers to the first year of junior high. Year. All right. Of the current emperor's reign. There you go. It's been 7 years since the current emperor. Each time a new emperor ascends to the throne, the calendar resets to one. Well, that must not be confusing at all. that would not cause any confusion at all, would there? But I guess they use era names. Depending on what the emperor's name is on there. Very interesting. You learn something new every day. Never stop learning. That's kind of cool though. With that. All right. See here some other interesting ones. Magnolia is 414. 414. All right. It's an alternative calendar. Here's an interesting one. They use 2025. So I wondered about that. If okay, yeah, officially it's year 7, but are they actually doing a different one? North Korea is apparently year 114 on different ones. All right, folks. I'm going to wrap this up. It's been almost an hour and a half. This has been a lot of fun. Hey, I'm going to work on a fun stream. Where are we on the subscriber count? Let's see here. Jump screen. Let me swing this over here. Let's go here. All right, here we are on the subscriber count, folks. 7,000 or 299,728. Very close, less than 300 away from our 300,000. If you know anybody, hit that subscribe button. Share our videos. We'll really appreciate you. I can't believe we're even this close. At the beginning of the year, we kind of set what I considered, I always like to set very aggressive goals, right? What I consider not crazy goals, but aggressive goals, right? It's feasible to maybe hit that, but man, a lot's going to have to go right to reach 300,000. But we said, hey, let's hit 300,000 by the end of the year in subscriber counts. Look at this, 299,729 with a few more to go. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that. Hopefully, I'm guessing Monday at the latest. Maybe if we have a crazy good Sunday, that's highly doubtful, but we should hit it on Monday. Probably won't do a live stream Monday. I got my final Christmas party on Monday. But maybe we'll do something soon to celebrate 300,000 subscribers. Would really love that. I actually have to go and do the newsletter for tomorrow. Usually Becca has worked for me the longest of any employee now. She started with me 5+ years ago, and after I sold, left, and then when I bought it back, was the first employee to come back and rejoin. She's the COO of Core Cars News, and many of you don't know anything about her. She'll occasionally do what's new on Netflix or something post, but she does all the back end stuff. I'll have to see if I can get her to pop in on the video when we do a 300,000 stream. But she does all the back end stuff. She does all the newsletters. A lot of times when you get an email back on the Contact Us forum, that comes from her. She moderates a lot of the social media. She's on vacation, so now I have to do it. And let's see if I can remember how to do the newsletter. So the newsletter tomorrow is kind of wonky. I apologize. I'm the one doing it. Other people are way better at that than I am, just to be honest with you. All right, let's kind of wrap this up so I can go do the newsletter and then put the kids to bed and call it a day. But thank you to everybody for so much for your kind words. Steve, thank you again for that $2 super chat. Those really do help us so much keep what we do here going. But really do appreciate it. We'll definitely do these again. Will they be a couple week? Will they be every week? Probably not. Will I try to do more of these in the future? Oh, definitely. I really enjoy these. Unfortunately, my life has been rather crazy, to be honest with you. But hopefully we'll slow that down a little bit. Merry Christmas. I hope everyone had a good one. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it may be that you celebrate. I hope you all have a fantastic new year, no matter what year it may be. 7, 2025, 114, whatever it may be. It's really cool seeing how different the world is. One of the things I loved when I worked at a summer camp is we had staff and campers from all over the world come, seeing the different cultures. My roommate was from South Africa one year. That was cool. And one from Spain, are all over. It was really cool to meet people. It's really cool to learn about the world and see different things. It's really cool to chat with people from all over the world like this. So a huge thank you to everybody for your support. Well, that's it for now. Probably the next time I go live will be when we do the cord cutting 300,000 live stream to celebrate 300,000. Until then, take care, be safe. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'm going to hang here for a quick second because if I cancel it right there, the recording will stop prematurely and cut out the ending. But thank you so much for your support. Until next time, now, we'll try this again. Take care, everybody.